Hello, you're listening to Planet Podcasts, and this is episode number 1. I'm Shelly, and today I'll talk to you about the coral reefs. You won't want to miss even 1 second of this important topic, so make yourself comfortable and I'll get started. I recently came across an infographic that detailed 26 statistics that show the danger our Earth is facing. During this show, I plan to dive into the statistic that states that we have lost 50% of the Earth's coral reefs just in the last 30 years. Not only will I give you details about this statistic, but I will have a special segment to entertain you before signing off. Let's take on this tough topic together. Did you know that we have lost over 50% of the world's coral reefs just in the last 30 years? Well, that makes me pretty sad. Okay, here's the place where you would go ahead and share the information that you have researched. You have several places you could look. I have given you information over the course of the last 2 days, and maybe some of the information that we've covered in the podcast or in some of the activities is information that you could use in this section of your evidence. You also have that location I showed you on the infographic where you can go specifically to the data behind the statistic. You could research more on that avenue by clicking on that and following where it takes you. You also can research on your own. Remember, you need to come up with 3 important details that elaborate on this statistic that you are talking about. So mine would be the coral reef. I might want to find out where are the coral reefs that have been dying off. Can a coral reef come back to life? And what kind of things are killing the coral reefs? If we find out, if I'm able to share what's been killing the coral reefs, is there something that people in general can do that could reverse that problem? Are we going to be okay without coral reefs? How will our lives change if we don't have the coral reefs? All right, those are just some ideas of what I would put in this share the evidence. Now I'm going back to my example. Well, now it's time for the special segment I present in each episode of Planet Podcast. It's time for the joke of the day. What do you get when you cross a snowman with a vampire? Frostbite! Well, that wraps up my show for this week. I hope you learned some things about our planet and one of the challenges it's facing. It seems to me the most important detail to take away with you today is the fact that we are losing our coral reefs, and we can actually do something about it. Our carbon footprint warms up the earth, which then warms up the oceans and kills off the coral reefs. Let's consider some things we can do to lower our carbon footprint. Remember, this is Shelly, and I'll be back next week with another great episode of Planet Podcast. See ya!